I know it's different circumstances, but given, early in your career, the expectations that you had with the Clippers, what did you learn from that experience that as a older player you want to apply now to this opportunity with the Nets?
I think always keeping that big picture, and focus, and realizing the big goal. Earlier in my career in LA, I didn't quite have the same experience, obviously. So as we got older, as that team grew, I sort of got there. But now, especially having made the playoffs in Detroit, but then missed the playoffs last year, having those 2 years where a championship you're going for it, but it's not as realistic, I guess. It's you sort of see the game differently, and you appreciate being in these positions of, coming down the stretch, making sure you take care of yourself, making sure you take care of home court advantage, really preparing for the playoffs, thinking in terms of preparing for the playoffs. Those things change.
In your past of battling against LaMarcus Aldridge, what is it about those battles, his game, that makes it exciting to now call him a teammate?
I mean, he's a great player. I've had so much respect for him for a long, long time, and gotten to know him over the years. Us both being Jordan athletes, I just have a ton of respect for him, man. He's just like he's a basketball purist. Loves basketball, loves to work on his game, and I always align with that. So, I'm thrilled to have him. It's pretty crazy.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Blake, you had your best game in the last game with the Nets. At the same time, when the Nets add LaMarcus Aldridge, that's going to be a hit on the minutes. Kevin Durant is going to return pretty soon. What are your thoughts about how the minutes distribution will take place, between you and Aldridge and Durant and Jeff Green and DeAndre Jordan? How will that work out, do you think?
The best part about that is it's not my job to worry about that. That's Steve's Steve and the coaching staff. That's what they'll do, and whatever decision they make, they'll trust. I mean, we're here to like I said at the beginning of this, we were looking at the bigger picture. So, like I said again, I'm thrilled to have LaMarcus on the team. So that wasn't even a concern of mine. I hadn't thought about it until you just said it.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Hey, Blake, when you said to Michael, it's crazy, is that just because of the talent, or what prompts that reaction that it's crazy to have a LaMarcus Aldridge on the Nets?
It's just, I guess, it's like that we've all been playing against each other for so long. And yeah, I mean, his talent level is undeniable. It's just kind of crazy how it all comes together. At the beginning of the season, if you had said that James and LaMarcus and I would end up with the Nets, everybody's betting against that. So it's just kind of how it all comes together, how it all shakes out. But I mean, that being said, we still have a ton of work to do, and we still have to prove ourselves. I mean, there's been so many examples of teams, people forming teams, and everybody makes a big deal of it. I remember when the Lakers got Dwight and Steve, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and we realize that. We know we have work to do, and we know we have to be great. So it's crazy, just in a sense of these are guys that I've been playing against for so long, and we're all on the same team now.
And I know you wouldn't want to speak for any other guy, but from a veteran's perspective, from having been around the league's perspective, is it as simple as winning that attracts you to a team like the Brooklyn Nets, a veteran like you or LaMarcus, or is there something else? Is it something bigger? Because there's been multiple guys now that kind of fit that bill that have said, you know what, Brooklyn is where we want to be.
That's a lot of things. I mean, winning obviously is a huge one, but also just the organization. Talking to guys, you get a sense for how organizations are run from top to bottom, and you want to be a part of an organization that really does things the right way. And I know I've only been here 3 weeks, but I from top to bottom, they no detail is left unnoticed. Like they do a great job of taking care of their players. Their performance staff is unbelievable. That was a big thing for me. I'm always interested in that, and coaching staff to support staff to everything. I mean, they just do a great job. So that's a credit to our owner and Sean and how he runs the program and all the way down. So that's just in general kind of the whole thing. But winning is definitely important.
Thank you.
Brian Lewis from the New York Post.
Hey, Blake. Circling back, you mentioned obviously that there was a lot made of when Dwight went to the Lakers, and obviously there are teams that have accrued a lot of talent that have attracted a lot of attention. I'm curious, when you watch the reactions that this team is getting, first when you signed here, and now with LaMarcus signing, how do you take those? I mean, are they amusing to you, or are they interesting to you? I mean, this team has gone from people just saying, "Oh, it's cute, they do things the right way," to now people are having strong reactions about the amount of talent that you're accruing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny to me because for the last couple of years, all I've heard is how bad I am. And you sign with this team, everybody's like, "That's not fair." Like so it's just people say whatever they want. Like people don't, I don't really put a whole lot of value in other people's opinions. I trust the people that I trust. If I don't go to you for advice, then I'm probably not going to take your criticism. So I have that circle of people, and I have like that group of people that I trust, real basketball people. And that's who I listen to. I just think it's funny. I guess you could say it's amusing. I can't speak for LaMarcus. I don't know what people have been saying about him, but that's how I felt when I came here. Everybody's I was hearing how bad I was, and then now people care for some reason.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Blake, I got two for you. You guys are so versatile in the front court now. I guess what does LaMarcus bring that might be different from what you guys already have?
I mean, he spaces the floor so well. I mean, he can mid range and even out to three. I don't know what percentage he shoots from mid range, but over the course of his career, but it has to be one of the best in that time. That was always a thing for us when playing against him. But even him being in the post, and then he's long and able to defend the rim and also rebound. So those are things we need. So he brings sort of a different dimension from a five that I don't think we have.
And then just you said how you're both Jordan Brand athletes. You have a lot of respect for him. Were you involved at all with the recruiting efforts for him, or that was someone else's job?
No, honestly, I wasn't. I'd love to take credit for that, but I wasn't at all. So a lot of times I try to stay somewhat out of guys' business. I mean, I've talked to certain guys, but it's not an easy decision to make, and I always want guys to make the decision they feel is best and not feel any pressure from me at all.
We'll go back to Greg Logan.
Blake, can you give me a sense of how you feel about how this team stacks up right now, and especially because suddenly they didn't have this before, but now suddenly they have incredible front court depth. And when Kevin returns, it will cut into everybody's minutes. So how do you feel about the way this Nets team stacks up at the current moment?
I feel good about it. I just, again, our whole goal is to come here and win a championship. So that's our main focus. We need to be on the court together. We need to log some minutes. We need to work on things. And we haven't had the opportunity to since I've been here, I haven't had the opportunity to play with Kevin yet. Obviously, Marcus just got here. We've even missed Kyrie for, since I got here, I think 4 games or so. So, it's just a matter of putting in the work. But I guess to answer your question, I feel good about it.